Hello, Cash here, and welcome to my main battle tanks beginner's guide. Now, what are the main battle tanks and what makes them special? So first, as the title suggests, they are main battle tanks. That means they are fighting vehicles. Basically a brawlers and first line holders. Now, whether to hold your line or push, it's up to you and up to your game style. But if you like to engage enemies from far, simply I would suggest that you avoid this class and play something different like tank destroyers, for example. And the reasons why this class is so great and can fight at all times in battle are simple. So first, these vehicles have the best armor in the game. And not only that these vehicles have the best armor in the game, most of these vehicles also have advanced protection systems, like for example, space steel composites, active protection systems and explosive reactive armor. And besides advanced protection systems and the best armor in the game, these vehicles also have high caliber guns, simply with the highest alpha damage and highest penetration. And that's logical because most of the times you will have to fight the same class vehicles. And besides that, many main battle tanks can also shoot anti-tank guided missiles. But these missiles come out from the same gun, which means you won't be able to switch between shells quickly, and also the reload times will be longer than shooting AP shells, for example. Main battle tanks also have the highest amount of hit points in the game. Also, most of the main battle tanks have one smoke grenade. Smoke grenade is a great feature, and it will break sight for 10 seconds from anything that's behind the smoke. Sometimes you can even use it by making an extra shot without being spotted. Because if enemy is spotted by someone else, not you, after you throw out smoke, you will break sight, but enemy will stay spotted, so that will give you an advantage for extra shot without being spotted. And now let's head to the downsides of these vehicles. So first, and one you will notice quickly, is view range. These vehicles have a very bad view range and you won't be able to spot the enemies from far. Now there are always exceptions, but most of the main battle tanks also have very bad mobility and acceleration, which means you can be easily flanked, and that's why you have to avoid all open areas, because first of all you can't spot the enemies, and second of all they can easily outflank you. So basically you want to keep your fighting frontal and with enough cover on the sides and back. Next thing to cover is sidescraping. Well, I would suggest that you forget it. There are very few vehicles in this game that has enough side armor to pull it off. And also the sidescraping is completely different to what you are used to see in the other games. But your frontal armor is good enough to hold enemies back. And if you have enough teammates behind you, you can do it alone. Simply your great frontal armor and high hit points will absorb enemy shells. And your teammate guns behind you will keep enemies from rushing you down. Now, even having the greatest frontal armor in the game, main battle tanks in general do have some weaknesses in them, and you should try to hide them at all times. The most common weak spots are frontal lower plate, driver's hatch, commander's hatch, and also turret ring. Now there is one more thing to cover before we head to the upgrades. Obviously, to deal damage, you need to penetrate the enemy. Now when you are fighting main battle tanks, the reticle colors actually matter. Try to keep them green for all your shots, but sometimes even the yellow ones will penetrate. But the red color only works for me sometimes with anti-tank guided missiles. But there's also a thing to watch out from, and that is heat shells. With heat shells, even if you aim at the side and it shows green, it could not penetrate if enemy has some of the advanced protection systems, like space steel composites, for example. Now let's head to the upgrades and start with commanders. From my opinion, the best commander for main battle tanks is Freya Hoiberg, but to unlock this commander you have to play tier 4 artillery. That will of course change after update 013, where you won't have to play artillery to unlock commander for main battle tank. Consumables, it's up to you, but I would suggest that you carry repair kit, aid kit and also automatic fire extinguisher. And lastly, the retrofits. These vehicles already have the highest amount of hit points in the game, but you can even buff it, and I would suggest you do so. Unfortunately, for the best full hit points retrofit, you will have to play light tanks. Also, main battle tanks tend to have bad accuracy and aim speed, but you can change that with retrofits. Crew skills retrofits will be great to solve this. So this is my beginner's guide covering main battle tanks, and I hope it was helpful to all new Armored Warfare players.